That,
It was just...
that was the very opposite of...
Warren.
It was, yeah. God damn. See, okay. For tomorrow, I need to write a decent poem that I can memorize and that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because that was shit. That was just some shit. I didn't even get to the story. That was exposition.
Yeah. Describing him.
It's all true though. Tale of Bricksmith. The guy falls asleep and Robe's got to continue. Because what I did is I set out all the chapters ahead of time. And then after I had done that, I realized that I wanted Robe in it. Because it was Robe's birthday on Instagram. And I'm like, happy birthday. I'm going to write you into my tales. And I'm like, shit, there's no... Like, I want Robe to be like a main guy, but he doesn't have a tail. So he basically just hijacks Bricksmith's tail.
Smart.
It was smart.
Okay, this is the tree you almost died on last time.
Yes. Why don't we just go around it? Wait, I almost died on this one? Oh,
Yeah,
this
like,
was...
help.
This was my slow motion help one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you just didn't plan it out, because it's actually a pretty easy log to step over.
It's literally is. So that'll be in the Tale of Bricksmith. Okay, let me just...
Falls over, kind of like easy stuff.
Yes. That's the whole story. So the Tale of Bricksmith. Okay, this book of mine is a collection of knights' tales, right?
Yeah.
Originally, I came up with 28 tales. And then once I realized I wanted this to be a shorter book, I said I did exactly what I did with my first novel, where I was going to write the whole history of the kings for thousands of years. I split that up into several books, just did like a portion of it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. Instead of having all 28 tales, because they are from different eras, I'm just going to do the first era, which is the 7 chapters. So it's 7 chapters. That's it. That's this first book.
Oh.
And then there will be 3 more books after. That'll complete the 28. So 7 nights. The first one is a very realistic tale, where it's like, we start at like a normal book, and a knight, and he goes on a perilous quest to meet Juan Trogode. You thought of that.
I did?
You were the first one who said, I wonder if there's one Trogod.
Oh, yeah.
Trogod, I think. I added the accent.
Yeah, that's only your thing you recognize.
Oh, really? You didn't think it was Juan Trogode in your head? How were you pronouncing it?
One goad.
Oh, it's definitely not Juan Trogode. It's Juan Trogode.
Yeah, it sounds better.
It sounds like Don Quixote.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy Darian, the whole first chapter is about his quest to find Juan Trogode, who he assumes to be the most beautiful woman of all time, which is like my story of going to see that girl in New York City, which we haven't got to yet. But anyway, so it's a very just realistic standard knight's tale.
Wait, when did you go to New York City?
Driving back from Florida.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of out of the way, but
Yeah, a little bit out of the way.
remember I told you about Juan
Yeah.
Trogode.
Yeah, I remember now.
I barely remember it. But anyways.
I remember you going to the East Coast after that.
Yes. So then the second chapter is the Tale of Corndor. That's all about my brother. That's when things start to get a little weird. It's like we start to add the bizarre elements at this point.
Okay.
But it's still a true story. Then the third one is the Tale of Bricksmith. And this is where we have full creative license. Because Bricksmith starts his tale and Robe continues it. And they just make up the most absurd shit. Because, like in the King Arthur shit, like some of the Knight's tales are very plausible. Like some of it's just like them fighting, them going off to rescue people,
Yeah.
But then there's this one, like I just came upon the tale of Sir Percival. And it gets trippy, man. Like, kind of like the Green Knight. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, but anyway, like where stuff that doesn't happen in the real world is just commonplace,
Yeah, like fantasy type stuff.
Yeah, so that's what Tale of Bricksmith can be, completely fantasy. So then chapter 4 is Daniel's story, Tale of King Lynad. And he brings it back to Earth. He grounds it again and gives us a real story. But everyone goes, boo, that wasn't your tale, because he tells about other knights.
Oh.
And Daniel's pissed and he's like, at least I told a freaking true story. I didn't make that shit up. Like Bricksmith. So that's number 4. Number 5 is Dark Ball, who I told you about last night. It's just my sister. And because she's a woman, and they're trying to be progressive. She's the only one who gets a standard Knight's Tale of her rescuing people.
Oh.
The only one,
Uh-huh.
because they say it's already too stereotypical
Right.
for male knights to rescue women. So we got to do women rescuing men. Okay, so then chapter 6 is the tale of Juan Trogode. So obviously Juan Trogode is a man. He's Don Quixote.
Uh-huh.
So it's his tale of a crazy old man who tries to rescue women but just ends up killing them. You know, kind of like Don Quixote in real
Yeah.
life, except we'll exaggerate it even more.
Yeah.
And then the 7th one, okay, they're out of the banquet. The first 6 chapters were them just telling stories to each other. And then 7 is like the real book, where we have real villains and real knights trying to overcome these villains.
And it's over.
The first book is
First
over,
book.
yes. And then we jump ahead hundreds of years and tell the next tale, because it's an order of knights that never changes. Like you always have the 300 knights. Chipmunk.
Yum.
Oh, he's nice. You nice. That was nice. But yeah, so there's like every 28 years they just get replaced by new applicants, you know?
Sure.
Sure. So fantastic ideas for the tale of Bricksmith and Robe. Go.
So this is the one that's anything sir.
This is anything, because I know you like to go fantastical sometimes.
They fall in the pit of mainstream boop.
Mainstream boop. That's good, but what is mainstream boop? Have we ever defined it?
No.
A bag of shit?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. It's all shit, but it's wrapped in facts.
That's very good timing just to come across that. I feel like it was my dog.
Yeah.
Man, Toby.
All these farms.
Yeah, I was thinking, like in the King Arthur stuff, there's lots of tales about knights just going crazy for very trivial reasons. Like Lancelot, who's supposed to be the most famous of all knights and the most powerful, most renowned. He finds out that he had an affair with a lady who he thought he was having an affair with the queen, and he's having an affair with some commoner. So he just goes mad and he takes off all his clothes and he gets rocks pelted at him by children and beggars. Well, apparently they hang out together in this town, whatever.
Children and beggars.
Yeah, apparently they make a good pair.
Yeah.
And then he becomes the fool of that town, and then he just disappears. So it's exactly like.
It's really weird.
I know. It's like the King Arthur stuff is truly very weird, and I hate how all the movies are just so boring, you know?
Yeah.
When they have such excellent source material to go off of. Like it's all diluted to just standard action and like King Arthur's story, which is the blandest of them all. It sucks. So that's why I don't even include my king in hardly any of the. Oh, the bird. Wow, I wonder if they're the same wands.
I don't know. There's a yellow one too. See?
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Okay, so speaking of the king, though, I'm only including him one time in these tales. It's when he has his life threatened in a forest. Like, I suppose in maybe a path like this.
You could get pushed off the ledge.
Well, he lives, though,
Oh.
because he gets saved by these two knights. And now you will help me decide which one actually saves the king, because there's two that I have in mind, but I can't decide who the real, like who should triumph. It's either Cock Wielder
Yeah.
or Cock Wilder.
Those are the two knights.
Yeah. They may be
That's very
brothers.
confusing.
They may be brothers. They may just be good friends who named each other whatever.
What are the circumstances?
I don't know yet, but I figure
Oh.
just Cock Wielder, he wields his cock. Or
Yeah.
Cock Wilder. I suppose he wields the cock too, but he wields it more rashly. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's much more wild about it. So I guess the real question is, who would be better equipped to fight off
is like a whole
assailant.
philosophical dilemma right here.
Yeah, is it more important to be wild with your cock or to know how to wield it?
I think.
My brain tells me wielder, but then
Yeah.
the passionate side, the Dionysus side, tells me it's the
Yeah.
wilder.
I feel like Hollywood wants you to think it's the wielder.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like the reserve person that comes and saves the day.
So it should be wilder.
I think so, because it'll defy expectations more than wielder would.
Right, because we're trying to go back to the Bacchae with the Dionysian roots. Because everybody's stepped away from that in our time. I think we should put it in like cock wilder's really cocky, and then introduce cock wielder like he's the guy who's gonna win. So everyone's gonna be like, cock wielder knows how to wield it. He's not gonna be wild with it. But then he wields it poorly, and then wilder is so wild. Yeah, so then cock wilder obviously saves the king.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sometimes I just need to talk myself through.
welcome.
You'll get a writing credit now.
Good. I earned it.
Yep. And then in thanks of that, obviously he named his son Cock Welder. And that's
I don't want to know what he does with cocks.
he welds them.
That's terrifying.
That's been in my books from the very beginning. That was one of the
Welding
first
cocks.
things I wrote. Yeah, because I wrote up the list of kings very first of all.
Uh-huh.
And Cock Welder was always, it's got the second most popular name. So it's interesting for me to go back and write the tale of these knights. So it like informs the history that I've already written.
Yeah. Well, you're learning about your new crack whores.
My own cracked whores. Oh, that would be cool. If the king gets cracked.
By whores?
No, just like when his assailants come upon him and they crack his arms or something.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe after Cock Wielder fails.
That makes
And then they throw him upon a branch that looks like this. He gets like almost impaled on one of those spiky things.
like maybe impaled like in his side a little bit, but misses organs.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
It's like slides up through his skin.
I know, right? Blood coming out.
Yeah.
And that's
It all has to be a direct result of Cock Wielder's failure.
exactly. And then that is when Cock Wilder will get really wild.
Yeah.
All right. The test for me is gonna be writing that entire scene in one page.
Oh no.
Well, because I'm trying to make it as much as like Le Morte d'Arthur as I can. And in that book, everything happens very quickly.
Yeah.
Like you read through a couple paragraphs and like years have passed. You know?
Please don't be too descriptive with the gruesome parts.
Right, yeah, it's a very just blunt more than anything is the nature of that tale. So I want to do that to emulate the source material, but also just because I want to get the book done. You know, like quickly.
Yeah.
I'm really craving the need to be a 3-time author. I
Yeah.
feel like once you hit 3, I feel like
That means you're definitely taking it seriously.
yeah,
Like, if you
because
did 2 and you look at somebody that just gave up because their books weren't doing good.
right.
But 3 means like you.
Well, everything happens in 3. 2 is such a shitty number, literally because 2 is the number of shit.
Yeah.
But 3 is something that everyone loves. When you look on Amazon, yeah, it looks pathetic right now. 1 book, 2 books.
Nobody makes duologies. Trilogies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are failed trilogies.
Exactly.
Like what? I was gonna say Mission Impossible, but they did make several more.
Yeah.
But for a long time, it was just 2. Zoolander.
Yeah.
Trying to think of some other ones.
Diet Museum.
No, they have 3 too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, see, they even if the second one sucks, they usually get around to making a third if they made 2.
Really sucks.
Yeah. Dumb and Dumber, I guess.
Yeah, but
Although-
they make the second one a long time.
I know, yeah, those are kind of
I think it counts
exceptions.
if it's
Because,
like a revival type of one.
yeah, no, it wasn't a direct sequel. I mean, it was a direct sequel, but yeah, like 20 years in between. But just seeing on Amazon the the cover, and then the cover, like books in this series,
Yeah.
and you got 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
That's a real deal.
I feel like that inspires people to want to get into it more too.
Yeah,
Like if I like this, there's a lot more material. So it's just like,
that's true. Like, what are they gonna do with 1, 2? Like 1, 2, you're done? No, you're never done after 1, 2. And man, I really wanted to have the third one done though. If I could have gotten the Queen of Mercia, yeah, let's do this. If I could have walked up to her and gifted her 3 books,
I'm going to give her another few though.
I'm gonna give her 2, yeah, for sure. Maybe it's good because maybe 3 would have been too much to just
Hopefully-
hand somebody.
Hopefully she reads them and then publicly promotes them.
That would be the ideal situation. She probably won't, but you know, you never know.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
Oh, this was a mistake. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna take a second here.